First, to the remarkable story of a young woman's escape from North Korea.
How did you escape when you were just 13 years old?
I didn't even understand the concept of escape, but I could see the lights from China at night, and I wondered if I go where the light is, I might be able to find a bowl of rice. My father died in China after we escaped North Korea, and I had to bury him at 3 a.m. in Secret. I couldn't even cry. I was afraid to be sent back to North Korea. I was 13 years old. I saw my mother raped.
This is the extraordinary story of a young woman's escape from one of the most oppressive regimes in the world, North Korea. A story of survival, sacrifice, and the unyielding hope for freedom. Yeonmi Park was born on October 4, 1993, in Haesun, North Korea. Her father, Park Jin-sik, was a civil servant and a member of the ruling Workers' Party. Her mother, Byun Kyum-suk, and older sister, Yoon-mi, completed their small family. But life in North Korea was far from easy. North Korea is a place where saying the wrong thing can get you executed. The regime's propaganda is relentless. Kim Jong-un is portrayed as the embodiment of destiny.
Kim Jong-un is the embodiment of our destiny,
making it impossible to distinguish reality from staged lies. But for those who escape, the truth is clear. Yeonmi escaped when she was 13 years old. Growing up in North Korea, her father was sent to a labor camp for illegal trading, selling clocks, sugar, rice, and copper just to feed his family. The regime arrests, tortures, and imprisons people without mercy. He was sentenced to 10 years. They were starving. At night, Yeonmi would see lights from China and wonder if she could find food there. It was their only option.
But I could see the lights from China at night, and I wondered if I go where the light is, I might be able to find a bowl of rice.
Yeonmi and her mother found a woman who promised to take them to China. They climbed mountains, crossed frozen rivers, and bribed border guards. But not every guard could be bribed. Every 100 meters, there were guards, cars, and dogs barking. Death was a constant possibility. But somehow, they made it to China. In China, they discovered they had to be sold to survive. She saw her mother raped by a Chinese broker. She was only 13. She never forget his face. They were sold like animals, her mother for $65 and Yeonmi for $250 because she was young and a virgin.
When I escaped to China, the first thing that I saw was my mother raped. And in North Korea, we don't have sex education, so I did not know what kiss was. After she got raped, we found out that we had to be sold to live in China. So my mother was being sold for $65, and I was sold for over $200. I was more expensive than her because I was virgin and I was young, because I was 13.
The man who bought her told her that if she became his mistress, he would help her family. Believing that sacrificing herself would reunite her family, she became his mistress. Yeonmi's father was only 45, but years of torture in the labor camp had destroyed him. In China, they couldn't take him to a hospital. On his deathbed, he made Yeonmi promise never to kill herself. He told her life is a gift and she should never give up. She buried his ashes in the mountains when she was just 14. In 2009, Christian missionaries helped Yeonmi and her mother reach the Mongolian border. They crossed the Gobi Desert, freezing and exhausted. They followed the stars, crawling, walking, and running. When they finally made it, they were overcome with gratitude. They flew to South Korea, and for the first time, Yeonmi tasted freedom. The happiest moment for Yeonmi was having food. Her father died without knowing democracy or abundance existed. He never knew how much food was available in the world. Now, Yeonmi lives in the United States as a free person. At 24, she married an American and has a 6-month-old son. Along her journey, she has seen the worst of humanity, but also its kindness and resilience. Even in the darkest times, the spark of human dignity never dies. With freedom and love, it can grow again. From Yeonmi's experience, one thing is clear: anything is possible. She's here today because she never gave up. Nothing is forever in this world, and that's why we have every reason to be hopeful. If you want to watch 20-year-old Malone Lamb $230 million crypto heist, click at left side, and Jimmy Zhang Bitcoin largest heist in history who stole 51,680 Bitcoin, click at right side.